elected officials who serve and those who are hoping to become elected officials. It's not easy being a Republican in Oregon. It's easier than in Massachusetts, though. In my state, the number of Republicans would fit in this room, I tell you. It's 11% registered Republicans in Massachusetts.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, my legislature has 160 state reps, and 19 are Republicans. So it makes our job difficult. And it's good to be with so many Republicans that have a similar and powerful view about the future of this great country. I come at the request of the McCain campaign, and this is a bit new for me. I used to give speeches for myself. Now I'm giving them for him. He wasn't my first choice for president. So I have to ask you to excuse me in this new role, because when I do new things, I sometimes make mistakes. I like telling the story. When I first moved to go out to run the Olympic Winter Games, you see, I lived in Massachusetts 30 years, and I went out there to Utah to run the games, didn't know much about the state, and was wandering out beyond our home in Park City, Utah, and came across a huge field there with sheep grazing on the side of the mountain, and there was a farmer there, and feeling in a bit of a gaming mood, I said to him, if I can guess the exact number of sheep in your herd, can I have one? And he said, yeah, go ahead. And I said, okay, 1,642. He said, unbelievable. That's the exact number of sheep in my herd. So I picked up my animal, began walking away. He said, wait. If I can guess your name and what you're doing here, can I have my animal back? I said, sure. He said, you're that Romney fella, come here from Massachusetts to run the Olympics, right? I said, how'd you know? He said, put down my dog, I'll tell you. So I hope I don't make any mistakes like that tonight. Now, this has been a big week for the Democrats. They finally selected their nominee for president, Barack Obama. It's kind of anticlimactic, though, because, you see, the media had crowned him weeks and weeks ago. I mean, he was on the cover of Newsweek, The Winner, was it Time? The Time it was. The Winner, you know, the Barack Obama. This has been going on for months. He's, of course, the only one. Hillary Clinton doesn't stand a chance. And we've been saying that for week after week after week. And yet, somehow, the last 13 primaries, he lost 7 of the last 13. Yeah. Think of that. So despite all of that effort, why is it took so long for the Democrats to actually get the job done? Why is it that it took so many people voting for Hillary Clinton, despite the fact they had their nominee already in the bag? And I think it's because the American people recognize that this is a very critical time. We have an economy in trouble. We face threats globally from Al-Qaeda and other similar groups. We're seeing gasoline prices at record levels. And they recognize that with America in such a critical time, they want someone with more experience, with better judgment, with the substance necessary to deal with difficult challenges. And so I think the American people are saying, hold on, Barack Obama. And that presents an opportunity for us to pick up Democrats and independents and Republicans to get behind Senator McCain. That's why I think he's going to win. I mean, look at something like the threat of radical violent jihad. I know that it's not on the top of a lot of people's minds right now, but there are a lot of families who have loved ones across the world that are protecting us from radical jihadists, from Al-Qaeda and their sort. This is a group of people who are intent on watching any nation in the world that seems weak, that's ready to become a fallen state without government. And they move in and try and take it over and use it as a base, an economic base, whether it's in Africa, and Nigeria, or the Sudan, or whether it's Indonesia, or Pakistan, or Iraq. They look at those nations and say, how can they be there in case they become weak so they can launch their attacks from there? That's the nature of an enemy that we face. And in a setting like that, Barack Obama says that in his first year, he's going to sit down with Assad and Ahmadinejad and Kim Jong-il and so forth, Castro brothers. He's going to sit down and meet with them. You have instead John McCain, who's going to sit down and meet with the leaders of the great democratic nations and come together in a league to make sure that we're combined in our effort to stop terror and to stop Al-Qaeda. It's a very, very different approach. Barack Obama would unilaterally, immediately pull our troops out of Iraq regardless of the consequences. John McCain, like Barack Obama, wants our troops home. And he'll have them home, he says. That's his goal by the end of his first term. but he'll have them home in success. I want a president who wants to win. Look at our economy. Have you listened to Barack Obama talk about our economy? Clearly, this is the issue that's at the front of most people's minds. The stock market took a big tumble today. Gasoline prices went even higher. What's his plan? Well, he's going to raise taxes. Have you ever heard an economist that thinks that raising taxes helps grow an economy? I don't know one. He wants to raise taxes on corporations. He wants to raise Social Security taxes. He wants to raise individual taxes. He also says he's going to unilaterally rewrite NAFTA. I don't know how you do that when you've entered into a treaty with another nation, but he's going to do it. And that combination of effects is exactly the wrong thing for an economy. Trade enhances our incomes, helps us build jobs. We're selling more goods overseas right now. And John McCain, of course, is committed to lowering taxes, increasing the deduction to families so we can help middle-income families. A very different prescription with regards to the economy. And energy is part of the economy. We send, I'll bet, almost $2 billion a day. Almost $2 billion a day out of our country to buy energy from other people. With prices like $140 a barrel almost. That's about what we're spending. $2 billion a day.
Amazing.
John McCain wants us to become energy secure and energy independent. And that means, of course, it means all of our renewable resources, from ethanol to solar to wind power, but that's only a small part of our energy needs. John McCain also wants to make sure we have nuclear power and clean burning coal power and the other resources and our gas and oil resources here so we can actually become energy independent. And then one other element of our economy, healthcare. Barack Obama wants to have the government weasel its way into healthcare. Ultimately take it over, I'm sure. His plan, he says, will cost $110 billion a year for his health care plan. The last thing I want is to see the kind of bureaucrats that ran the Katrina cleanup running my health care. Barack Obama and the Democrats want to remove the right of workers in America to have a secret ballot.
Whoa.
And that's very interesting. When workers decide whether they want to be union or non-union, they have a secret ballot. And they can be lobbied by the union or whoever that wants to lobby them, the company, they can be lobbied, but when it comes to voting, they do it in secret. He wants to take that away and allow the union organizers and the union bosses to go to people in their home and intimidate them to sign up, and if they just get enough signatures, no secret ballot, they're able to move into the union. And that is something which is as un-American as I can imagine.
Communism.
And so I'll tell you, if you want a strong economy, you want to make sure that we don't move towards Europe. I think Barack Obama looks at Europe and the if you will, the kind of welfare state, the socialized state they have in Europe as an interesting model. I want a president who will keep America American.